Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City of Lebanon Plan Commission meeting. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. And then, Kelly, would you have the roll call, please?
Okay, John Lastly, absent. Dan Bayshore.
Here.
Kevin Krulik.
Here.
Corey Kuntz.
Here.
Keith Campbell.
Here.
Ashley Paddock.
Here.
Brian Tandy.
Here.
Allie Mullen, absent. And Lori Gross.
Here.
Okay. Anyone have, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve of the minutes of the last meeting.
So moved.
So moved. You have a second?
Second.
And a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Dan Bayshore.
Aye.
Kevin Krulik.
Aye.
Corey Kuntz.
Aye.
Keith Campbell.
Aye.
Ashley Paddock.
Yes.
Brian Tandy.
Aye.
Lori Gross.
Aye.
Okay. Then you want to do the next piece here?
Yep, I'll just do a real quick overview here and then turn it over to Rob to read it to you. This is a Plan Commission order related to a redevelopment commission item. The redevelopment commission, I think it was already 4 years ago, established a TIF district for this project on Patterson Street, excuse me. You can kind of see the property here. This is actually the aerial photography, the old building that used to be there. There's a significant environmental concern there, so as part of the incentive to get this cleaned up and then redeveloped, we had offered to place a TIF district there and do a developer-issued bond. They did establish that TIF 4 years ago, and as you know, that they're still working on cleaning that property up. I think they uncovered more of an environmental issue than they even realized at the time, and it's taken a lot longer than they expected to do that. So we are approving a new resolution through the Redevelopment Commission that essentially resets the base to 2022 as opposed to 2018. And what that does is now that the building's gone, the base assessed value is lower because there's no building there. And it restarts the TIF clock at 25 years again by reestablishing that new base for 2022. So it is a benefit to the applicant to be able to reset that base. So as part of that process to establish a TIF, the Plan Commission is required to review that resolution and ensure that the proposal meets all the plans of the city, like our comprehensive plan, et cetera. And this order just affirms that decision. So that's what the Plan Commission's role is in this process, is just to verify and affirm that the proposal meets those conditions of approval for that redevelopment commission resolution. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions and turn over to Rob to read that for you.
Anyone on the commission have a question of Ben? Okay, Rob?
Thank you, Commission members. Plan Commission Order 2022-02 is again an order of this Plan Commission approving amendments to a declaratory resolution approved and adopted by the City of Lebanon. On December 12th, 2022, the City of Lebanon Plan Commission adopted Resolution 2022-11, a declaratory resolution amending the Economic Development Plan and the area known as Patterson Street Economic Development Area to remove the parcel that's listed in Exhibit A, and that's defined as the 2022 parcel, from the area, and simultaneously added that 2022 parcel to the area in accordance with Indiana Code. This Plan Commission is the body charged with the duty of developing a general plan of development of the city. The Redevelopment Commission has submitted Resolution 2022-11 to this commission for its approval pursuant to Indiana Code. The act requires the Plan Commission find that the plan for the area, as amended by the declaratory resolution, conforms to the plan of development for the city, and approve the declaratory resolution and the plan as amended. This Plan Commission has reviewed the declaratory resolution and the plan as amended, and now desires to approve the declaratory resolution. This resolution hereby constitutes the written order of the Plan Commission approving the declaratory resolution and the plan pursuant to Section 16 of the Act.
Okay, we need a motion, right, Ben? I'd entertain a motion for Plan Commission Order 2022-02.
I'll make a motion to approve Plan Commission Order 2022-02.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Dan Bayshore. Kevin Krulik. Corey Kuntz.
Aye.
Keith Campbell,
Yes.
Ashley Paddock,
Yes.
Brian Tandy,
Yes.
Lori Gross.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Ben, you ready for the new business? Docket number 2273, Scott's Garage requesting development plan approval to construct an addition to their existing automotive repair business located at 514 Coombe Street. The property is zoned ID Industrial District. Ben?
Good, thank you, Mr. Campbell. Let me get my screens pulled up here. And I'll give you a quick overview and turn it over to the applicant to walk you through what they're doing. All right. Scott's Garage is located at 514 Coombe Street, Zone General Industrial. They did come through back in 2016 to get approval for this initial phase of construction you see on the aerial photography here. They did get some variances associated with landscaping and development plan approval in 2016. Then they did build a small little accessory structure you see right here and received approval in 2019 to do that. They're coming back now for an addition to the building. And because of the size of the addition, it is required to come back to the Plan Commission for review and approval the second time. We're again reviewing all of the development standards, drainage, et cetera. And so that's what we're here before you tonight is a development plan request to build an addition to the building, which is what you will see right here. So again, this is the existing building footprint right here, existing accessory structure, and then what you see here is the new addition to the building. That building addition is about 2,400 square feet that you see right here. They'll be adding some additional asphalt that you see located right here between that new building and that accessory structure. And then a big part of the discussion, at least from the planning perspective, was to make sure that there were enough parking spaces out here, both for employee and customer vehicles. And so to that end, they are adding 9 additional parking spaces along the front side of the building you see here, probably adding about 30 to 40% to their existing parking that's already on the site. So significant addition to parking, and over time, actually you can even see here in the aerial that's here, there are cars parked along this drive aisle and then out along the street because the parking area is completely full. So this was one of our big concerns, to make sure there's enough parking to make sure that they wouldn't have to park on the street. And in this case, you can see they're parked on the sidewalk. So again, trying to avoid that from happening by adding these additional parking spaces. So in terms of the actual development plan itself, it did go through TAC review, and you'll see some of those engineering comments in here. There were a handful of comments that they needed to address, and I know they have already addressed those, and we'll be working through those in order to get their permits. And looking at the development standards, it does meet all applicable standards. It has the same side setbacks as the existing structure. Obviously, it doesn't come any closer to any of the setbacks to any of the other property lines as well. In terms of the parking spaces, again, they had 15 existing spaces and they're adding 9 new, so it's probably about 60% additional on the parking. So again, that was one of our biggest concerns. No additional lighting is proposed. On the landscape plan, it's not shown on the plan here, but we did discuss this with them. Because this is a new parking lot area, they are required to meet the parking lot perimeter landscaping requirements. And so we did, in our recommendation, request that they meet that parking lot perimeter landscaping requirement for this new parking area. Looks like it probably is about 100 lineal feet, so that would require 3 trees and 10 shrubs along this perimeter. Architecture review, the building is of similar style of the existing facility, which is a 2-stone steel siding, which is what they were approved for last time. And so finally, staff recommendation, we do recommend approval of this subject development plan, subject to 2 things. 1, TAC comments. That'd be that they adequately address any remaining technical advisory committee comments prior to application for building permits. And number 2, what I just mentioned before, the landscape plan. The applicant will revise the landscape plan to include the required parking lot perimeter landscaping, which is 3 trees and 10 shrubs for every 100 lineal feet along the perimeter of the proposed new parking area. That's all I have, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Anyone on the board have questions for Ben?
Are there any outstanding TAC items?
There were a handful, and an engineering comment letter that Kevin had put out. I think the applicant here, he's got responses to those comments, and they'll just need to finalize those, and Kevin will make sure that they've addressed everything adequately before he would issue any building permits.
Okay.
Is there any added area for like a larger dumpster or anything like that?
I don't know that they've added any here for that. I think there is a dumpster behind the building right now.
That's what I kind of see from the maps, like the new building's covering that area, so that's what I'm kind of wondering.
I'll let the applicant address that if they've got a
Okay.
specific spot for it here in a second.
And will have to be enclosed, won't it?
I'm
The
sorry?
The dumpster will have to be
The
enclosed,
dumpster, yeah,
right?
requires enclosure if they're going to be doing something new.
Yep. Anyone else have questions of Ben? Okay, the applicant, come forward, please.
Good evening, folks. Thank you. My name is Roger Azar. I am the engineer for the applicants. Mr. Scott and Miss Wendy Bean are the owners of the facility. The dumpster is already on site. It has a dumpster pad. It's sitting on a dumpster pad. We don't intend to move that or take its space. It is where it is, and it's going to remain in that location. The TAC did provide a few comments. We addressed every one of them favorably. We did have one non-concur, which was the requirement for the stormwater drainage, what was used to be called the Rule 5. Under Indiana statute, you have to have 1 acre or more of disturbed land to be under the Rule 5 jurisdiction. We are only agitating 0.57 acres, so we don't fall under that requirement. So that was the only deferral that we had on the comments from the TAC. The last item that we're still working on is the creating an easement, a recordable easement, that has to be completed by a licensed surveyor. The surveyor will be on the site tomorrow. We already did all the homework on it. They just have to take a few shots, and hopefully by the end of this week, we will have a recordable easement for the drainage. And that should pretty much tie this up, and we would be hopefully in full compliance for all the comments that were provided.
Okay. Any questions from the board? I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes, sir.
As you probably well know, the parking at your place is not very good at times, and I know that's why it's asked you to build more. But hey, do you have enough now for your employees? I'm assuming, or else that you are asking people, their customers, and they park their car there for a week or two before they get, you can't, I don't know how you can plan to be a warehouse for cars that aren't going to be worked on for a week, and you got cars parking like on the sidewalk.
I believe, sir, that we meet the statute, that are the requirements of the city of Lebanon. We have enough parking for what the statute requires. And I think with the addition of the 9 more parking spots, we're going to exceed that. We're going to have plenty of spaces. In addition, you're adding a 2,400 square foot building that will have cars in it as well.
Okay.
So we are taking a lot of these. I think at the most, when I was on site doing work, and I did the survey myself on site, I think there were 4 cars along the drive and 2 on the road, so that's 6. We're putting in 9 parking spots and the 2,400 square foot new buildings. I don't think parking is going to be an issue moving forward. I think there'll be plenty of parking spaces.
That's good. You're moving in the right direction then.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I would entertain a motion.
Thank you, folks.
Oh, we're going to open the public hearing. Anybody else wants to speak? Would you like to speak? Don't see anybody wants to speak, so. Okay. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing.
Thank you, folks.
Okay,
Drainage there too, because it's
entertain
slower
a
than,
motion here.
they can't even build on some of that, can they?
I'll make a motion to approve the subject development plan contingent on the following conditions: that all TAC comments are addressed and a new landscaping plan submitted.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Dan Bayshore,
Yes.
Kevin Krulik,
Yes.
Corey Kuntz,
Yes.
Keith Campbell,
Yes.
Ashley Paddock,
Yes.
Brian Tandy,
Yes.
Lori Gross.
Yes.
That, motion carried. Okay, any other business, Ben? Okay, before we end, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. and be safe, too. So, and then I would also entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Yep.
Yep.
Second.
Did we got the vote, didn't we? No.
Say all in favor.
I think everybody said yay, right?
Yay.
Yeah. Right. There we go. Thank you, we're adjourned.